What if your neighbours believed you were a servant of the devil himself? What if a single whisper could end your life? And what if justice became the very instrument through which fear was spread? Hi everyone, I'm Chris. Welcome to Crime Through Time with Chris. Today, we're stepping into one of the darkest chapters of American history. A moment when faith, fear, and frenzy collided, and reason was drowned out by hysteria. This is the story of the Salem Witch Trials. But what really happened in 1692? Was it justice or madness wearing the mask of faith? Stay with me till the end to uncover how an entire town turned on itself. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our journeys into the crimes that shaped history. The year was 1692. The small Puritan settlement of Salem Village, Massachusetts, was firmly held in winter's cold, unrelenting grip. Its people bound by faith, isolation, and suspicion. Life was harsh, and the devil, they believed, was always watching. It started quietly. Two young girls, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams, began to scream and convulse, claiming unseen forces tormented them. Their terrified families called for help. When the local doctor found no cure, his diagnosis was as chilling as it was final: witchcraft. Soon other girls joined in, crying out, accusing, writhing on the floor. And when the town demanded to know who was behind their suffering, they spoke three names: Tituba, an enslaved woman from the Caribbean; Sarah Good, a poor beggar; and Sarah Osborne, who rarely attended church. Within days, fear had shown its teeth. The girls' accusations spread through the town like fire through dry timber. People began to look at their neighbours, at old grudges, strange habits, an odd glance, and see witchcraft. Ordinary men and women became enemies overnight. By the summer, the courts were overflowing. Judges relied on spectral evidence, dreams, visions, invisible proof. Anyone could accuse anybody, and few dared to defend those who fell under suspicion, for fear of joining them on the gallows. More than 200 people were charged, 19 were hanged, and one, Giles Corey, was crushed to death under heavy stones for refusing to confess. His final words echoed defiance through history: more weight. But hysteria cannot burn forever. When even respected ministers and wealthy citizens were accused, the illusion began to crack. Some, like the Puritan clergyman and sixth president of Harvard College, Increase Mather, spoke out, warning it was better to let 10 witches live than to kill one innocent soul. By 1693, the madness ended. The jails emptied, the hangings stopped, and Salem was left staring into the mirror of its own fear. Years later, the colony apologized, but the damage was done. Families shattered, reputations destroyed, a scar etched deep into America's conscience. Here on this channel, we've put a lot of crimes under the microscope. It's what we do. But this is the first time where the actual instrument of justice, the trial, stands accused of being the crime itself. Who watches the watchers? In this case, it appears nobody was. Do you have a theory about what really powered this massive miscarriage of justice? Share it in the comments. The Salem Witch Trials were not just a tragedy, they were a warning. They showed how quickly fear can poison reason, and how faith, when blinded by panic, can become its own form of evil. So the next time you hear a whisper of accusation, or see a crowd eager to condemn, remember Salem. This has been Crime Through Time with Chris. If you found this story as haunting as I did, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to uncover more of the crimes that changed history. Because sometimes the scariest monsters aren't in the dark, they're inside us.